Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I just played a little bit of Metaphor and my mic was muted the whole time. So we're starting in the action. I'm so sorry about that. Part 18 of Metaphor ReFantazio. Real quick, I just want to thank you guys. We are officially over the 1,000 subscriber mark at 1.07 thousand subscribers. So thank you guys so much. I cannot believe that's a thing that's happening in my life right now, that I have a YouTube channel with 1,000 subscribers. I'm entirely grateful. And I know it's all thanks to you guys. I would not be here today without the support from you guys. So thank you so much. It means the absolute world. I actually didn't really play anything at all. Like, nothing big happened. From the last part, we ended at that dungeon after we killed the worm. I just traveled back here to Martyra Tavern, and that's when I realized my mic was muted. So we didn't do much actually at all, which is nice. I would have been very bummed if we missed something way more important. So we were going to go to the recruitment center to turn this bounty in, and then I believe the next day we'll progress in the story a little bit more, which is exciting. But yeah, thank you guys so much for the I almost said a swore, for the everlasting support. You guys, it means the absolute world. The mouthwashing video I posted is doing really well, so that means a lot too. Thank you guys so much. Oi, that's the Alpha Rockworm Eye, isn't it? So the Alpha Rockworm Valmo of Maneater's Grotto is no more. You've done well for someone so young. Not a lot of folks are capable of taking that thing down. Thanks to you, the miners can get back to work. Here's your reward.
We did it.
20,000. Let's go. The man-eater in the mine. Increases courage.
All right.
Wisdom looks to be the next thing we're close to upgrading. Ooh, popularity rank. We are right, Monster Hunter. Subjugated about it. I'd like to ask you to take on more contracts. Come back and see me again. That reminds me, it's not exactly a bounty, but I heard that something strong escaped from the Grand Cathedral's mausoleum. Some high and mighty nobles looking for someone who can take it down. Said something about it having made off with a family heirloom. Claims the reward will be a pretty reeve. But the army's too busy to deal with the personal request, I think. Why don't you give it a go? If you feel like you know a thing or two, the noble on Sunlumio Street would have more details. So there's a monster in the mausoleum. We should do something about that. Maybe this noble would know more. I keep doing that.
All right then.
Lumio Street.
Let's go.
Also, yeah, just a quick heads up as well. If you guys like the content, I know a lot of people like Metaphor is my more popular between the two series I'm doing between that and indie, but for those who wait for Metaphor videos, if you want to watch me play other games, I live stream really every day, and we're on like an indie game spree. We've beat like 3 within the past 2 days, so if that interests you guys, I'd love to have you over my stream and talk to you guys and interact. I'm also taking a lot of suggestions too, so.
Stop! Now what am I to do?
Oh, is this it?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, the noble. We're in trouble, serious trouble, trouble most dire even. Something the matter?
What?
You and Elda. Ugh, I assure you my problems are beyond your filthy tribe's meager means. My, aren't you full of yourself? Talk big, but I bet your problems are perfectly trivial. You dare mock me, imperative fairy. Fine. I'll tell you bottom dwellers about my problem, so clean the slum grime out of your ears and listen. My wife died in the incident at the Grand Cathedral. She was attacked by one of those reanimated corpses. Unfortunately, that means the heirloom necklace that she was wearing, my heirloom necklace, was left lying about somewhere in there. I need it retrieved at any cost. I'll get it.
Can hardly believe
A scrawny, spineless Elda like you would stand no chance within that corpse-laden mausoleum. I'm not stupid enough to place any of my faith in you, but if you happen to be acquainted with an actual honorable and courageous warrior, then tell them this. Whoever brings back my black jeweled necklace from within the Grand Cathedral's mausoleum, I will bestow a reward of 4,000 reeve. The necklace was stolen by some sort of large ghostly monster. From what I've heard, the army plans to simply seal off the entrance to the mausoleum in August. Before that happens, I will need the assistance of a brave warrior.
So,
Why don't we become the brave warriors he's looking for? We can show him up and collect a reward in the process.
let's give it a shot.
15 days left. I don't know if I have time to do this. The necklace is in the underground mausoleum, right? We passed through that there when we went to the Grand Cathedral. We didn't fully explore it, so we don't know what else could be in there. Should be prepared for a fight. We're not gonna do that right now.
Where to?
Go back to Mortira.
Let's go.
We're gonna take a nice nap, and hopefully the story will progress forward. Alright, sorry for the cut. I also want to say that, I guess I should say now, that Merry Christmas. If there's not another video, I'm gonna try to put more videos up before Christmas, but if this is the last video I post before Christmas, Merry Christmas to all. I hope you have a great time with your friends and family. And I hope you're enjoying the content this time of year. I know these games are a little weird to play. They're not really Christmassy games, but I hope the energy I bring can help provide a great time during the holidays. We gotta thank Barton. We wouldn't have made it this far without his help. Even the inn he put us up in is rather pleasant, though I must say sandworm and cuisine don't belong in the same sentence. Stroll will not let him live it down. Did I turn in for the day? Here we go. Rest well. I'm hoping for a cool cutscene again. I love the cutscenes in this game. July 17th.
I've seen the state of the race with my own eyes, ladies, gents, and mad malcontents. If you wanted an update, here's your chance. So far, we've mostly seen gauntlet runner skirmishes and dueling mayhem. Now it's time for the real thing. Sounds like we've lost a few candidates already too. Poor bastards went after something too nasty for their headhunt and got themselves head-hunted. We've got some candidates who have outright given up. No confidence. Can't blame them against these odds. And some others have bought and sold out of the race.
Come on! That's a bit unfair, isn't it?
I suppose money's power like anything else. Military strength's not meant to decide this race anyhow.
The question is, what's our final head count going to look like? Lots of unknowns left, people, and we'll not know the truth until the exhibition. A little bird told me one of our contenders has made a bold play in Mortira. They might not even come out of it with a head.
What are they scheming then? Let's hear some details.
Sorry, chums, I'm just the crier. Can't speak for any one candidate in particular. Luckily, you'll not have long to wait now. With all that said, can't help but wonder how Count Luis is taking this, can we? My sources say he's not bothered with any of this. He's still gallivanting across the land, killing humans. And yet, even without a formal entry, Luis's voter base is still growing. Bound to have his eminence Forden grinding his teeth that, for now, let's enjoy the show!
Interesting. We did finally get like mentioned though,
Right, everyone.
which is nice.
Farewell,
Not
sir.
by name, but
Particulars packed.
All that remains is to ride to Oceania.
people
with
know we
pride in our
exist.
hearts.
Watch out, Luis. You won't know what hit you.
Well then, we're off to the races, what? Oh, Barden's given me a detailed map of the area.
Sounds like quite a journey. I hope it won't be as bumpy as last time.
Oh no, it'll be a sight smoother. But you've got wings. What are you fussing for?
Oh, there it is. Should have known the fatigue would hit eventually. About time I got some sleep. Heis, mate. Why are you on my bed? You're positively miniature, man. There are plenty of other places fit for you to sleep.
Yes. Splendid. Just magnificent.
What is he dreaming about?
I hope you've no designs on taking my bed. I have cut men down for less.
With friends like these.
Cute.
Now then,
Next is Port Brilehaven, capital of the Principality of Oceania. If we punch it south out of Matira, we'll make it in, oh, I'd say 3 nights, 4 days or so. Oh, I gotta pass a gauntlet runner.
Whoa!
Wow, so that's Port Brilehaven?
Oh, hey!
What sort of place is Port Brilehaven What sort of place is Port Brilehaven exactly? It's a large city of prosperous commerce, due in no small part to its oceanside proximity. I envision droves of people will pour in for the exhibition. All the people delayed by the landslide might still be showing up. Keep an eye on the road, okay, Nearest?
Tally-ho then.
Why, I never. Who do you think you're talking to? Leave it to me. Next stop, Port Brilehaven, capital of Oceania. I'm excited to see what this place looks like, and I'm excited to see if there's a cutscene.
Leaving behind the old castle town stricken by tragedy, the Gauntlet Runner sets off toward the exhibition of the brave. Their destination, Port Brilehaven, capital of the Principality of Oceania. A world unknown to them. What will they accomplish? Acclaim? Or...
The fun thing is, too, is like I'm playing Persona 3, like I'm in the same time period. But I'm definitely gonna beat this first before Persona 3 Reload. So I don't know like how Atlus structures their games. Like if there's like a halfway point where the last like 40 hours are pure madness, I don't know. The only thing I know is that Atlus games, the first like 10 hours tend to be slower compared to what ends up happening later on. We finished these books, didn't we? There are more books now. Perhaps Heisman added some to the collection. I didn't see. Bygone days. The methodically precise handwriting leads me to believe this is Heisman's. It appears to be a record of his life with his son. I haven't started reading it yet. Heisman left it here. I think that means it's okay to read. If I read this book, I may gain more tolerance. Shall we spend some time reading this book? Read the book. I'm excited to read this. Through sparse and objective, the words still manage to vividly depict the endearing qualities of a small child. He writes of the day his son took his first steps, the first words his son spoke, a time his son nearly ripped his ears off, climbing all over him. Of worrying about his son not eating his vegetables, of his son refusing to stop crying at night, of being so exhausted he'd fall asleep in places without realizing it. I see. Being a parent brought him lots of struggles, but even more than that, it brought him joy. A warmth arises inside of me. I feel like my tolerance has improved.
All right.
There's still more left to read in this book. I'll pick up from here next time.
The party sets off for Martira. As they watch the setting sun sink under the horizon, their Gauntlet Runner arrives in a land grown...
Oh, looks like we were going to pass a landmark too right there.
The wildlife retreats to safety before the sunlight fades, leaving only deafening silence. The anticipation that follows a journey's beginning swells in their hearts.
My chair, so I'm centered in the camera. I always feel like I'm like over here, or like my head's up here, or like I'm down here. Never in the center.
Oi!
So sorry. Hey, have you heard? There's a bath cask on the back deck now. I've heard enough whining about not being able to bathe, so I whipped something up. It's not elegant, but it'll do the job. No doubt it would shake too much to use while traveling, but it should be lovely to enjoy a soak when we're stopped.
Speaking of,
I've heard that in certain regions, fruits and grasses are added into bathwater to relieve exhaustion and strengthen the body. Should you encounter such items, perhaps you ought to consider a purchase. Thanks to Nearest, you can now use the bath cask on the back deck. Not only can you acquire mag by using it, but you can also add various bath salts to the water and improve your abilities.
The breeze feels nice.
Got 3 more days on the road.
What?
I can tell you're feeling stronger these days, but it's still too dangerous to go outside at night. Let's go try the bath. Reportable quests.
Alright then.
What quest do we have that? Oh. Where would he be, in the engine room? What up, Heisman? Four. Magic igniter are enormous compared to those used by the army. If I recall correctly, it uses magma crystals as fuel. I want to talk to Nearest.
Hello.
Hi, what's that look on your face? Boredom? Got nothing to do? Say, how's the search going in regard to the lost relics, I mean? Well, we found a strange piece of junk that gives me the feeling of a relic. You intrigue me strangely, old girl. Let me take a look. Would you? Okay. Hand in Nearest the junk we picked up during our travels. Well, would you look at that? This certainly doesn't appear to be a natural object. Oh, this one's a bit of a trick. You gotta follow the right steps to open it.
No way!
Wait, so there's something inside? Just a little tug here, and there we are. It's opened up.
Ta-da!
Take a look, a lost relic. I can't believe it turned out to be a proper piece of treasure.
What?
You mean it's real? We just sort of stumbled across it. Wonder if the mechanism's the same as the old codgers.
Oh,
Aha!
Eureka!
Eureka! My greatest invention yet. A work of genius made manifest. Thank you, Orvin.
Thank you. Even so.
I've got to say, finding these one after another is something else. I'd half wondered if it was all an elaborate prank, but the old geezer was really onto something. Would he really mislead you?
What?
Would he really mislead you on purpose?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. He said it was the genuine article, but so is my gullibility.
Goodness.
I'll never forget the night of my birthday. He brought me a book, called it his gift, a downright horrifying tome titled Lamination of the Underworld. Or some such. Sorry, I was rereading it in my head. He'd taken the liberty of reading it aloud when suddenly the lights went out. In the dark, he threw on a monster costume and started chasing me around. That damned old goat. It's his fault that bright-eyed young Nearest grew up to be such a delicate and sensitive wallflower. I mean, just look at me. I, don't see it.
Rather.
Anyhow, this is just one part of a greater whole. The more intricate bits here, I'll bet my feathers that's made to interlock with a partner piece. So if we collect them all, it'll form something? Likely so. That's what the codger said anyway. Though I haven't an idea what it makes. And if he was right, it supported an ancient civilization. One piece of a superlative device that generates an immense and limitless power. Wait, limitless? How is that possible? Not even igniters can do that, can they?
Yeah.
That, my girl, is something that we can only find out once we've seen the finished product, eh? So please, help me find the rest. I'm definitely motivated.
Right.
I'm definitely feeling motivated now. That's the spirit. I'm counting on you. Something tells me we'll have to gather up the whole lot for this.
Whoa.
I admit it looks like junk to me. I've been a connoisseur of junk since I was a sprout. I'll have you know.
Hey.
What were you like as a child? Oh, I was an adorable, well-behaved boy from a prominent family. But one day, the old codger, who wasn't quite so old then, beckoned me over with his finger of fate. Curiosity got the better of me, and I saw he was holding a fossil caked in mud, alongside other bibbits and bobbits I couldn't begin to fathom. Next thing I know, I'm sneaking out of the house to dig for fossils on the cliffside with the gaffer. Naturally, my parents discovered this and had me grounded, but I wouldn't let that deter me, and one day, as I dug through the dirt, I picked up something that was clearly not a fossil at all. I read every technical book under the sun, but whatever this was eluded me.
However.
Although I did find a technical manual on gauntlet runners in my mad academic sprint. Got a bit invested, and then suddenly I was an engineer. It was fate. And it must have been fate. Perhaps so, old thing. Everything did seem to start there. It's how I came to be the man I am today. Chase the unknown, to escape tedium. That's just the course my mind tends to chart.
Thank you.
The decision to travel with you lot collecting relics, that too was the result of letting the heart do as it pleases. I can feel Nearest's overflowing love for relics, as well as his hearty faith in me. Rank 2 for Nearest. Bombarder. At the start of battle on the Gauntlet Runner deck, enemies take damage. Ooh, nice. Reduces the mag cost of studying the gunner lineage. When fighting on the... Okay, yeah, we got that.
Speaking of...
Yes, about the next relic. I found a clue in the old man's journal. I've written it down in my notebook. Should be somewhere around here. Give it a gander if you would.
Right then.
I'll be sure all ship shape and ready to go. I'm counting on you to search for another relic for me. I'll be waiting, lad.
This one's important.
I need to find Eurus's coveted relics. I don't know where they are, but I should look for clues in the notebook he keeps on a pillar in the engine room to help with my research. Dregs of Destiny.
Time marches on,
W.
and the age of a new king draws nearer.
That reminds me.
We'll arrive in the Ocean City the day after tomorrow. Heismay, you've erected a tent up above, haven't you? Do take care that you don't get carried off by the wind. I'm confident it will take more than that to pull the tents apart, though I suppose some caution is warranted.
Speaking of,
Worst case scenario, you've got wings. You can just fly back to us, no? My young friend, where did you hear you geef are capable of flight? I hate to disappoint, but they're rather more for gliding. He's like Batman. In 2 days we'll be in Port Brilehaven. We've really gotten used to all this traveling, don't you think? I want to keep reading that book. The bookshelf is lined with interesting books. The books I could read are... I got this. Though sparse and objective, the words still manage to vividly depict the endearing qualities of a small child. This entry describes Heismay and his son running through fields together on a beautiful sunny day. I can always hear their carefree cries of laughter. At one point, Heismay loses sight of his son, only to find he'd climbed a tall tree. Heismay is mortified until the boy nimbly jumps down just as his father would have. I see. Being a parent brought him lots of struggles, but even more than that, it brought him joy. A warmth arises inside of me. I feel like my tolerance has improved.
all right.
Damn, I wonder what we're gonna get first to level 3. Tolerance, if we keep reading this book, seems to be the most likely, but I don't know if we'll be able to read it enough before we get off. There's still more left to read in this book. I'll pick up from here next time. I think I'm already slouching. This is Nearest. I've got something on the old girl's radar, so we'll be taking a short stop.
The city
My nose is so
ruins come
itchy.
into view. This place once flourished through the excavation of magla crystals by migrant workers. The work was hard, but the miners were hardy and spirited, and the promise of riches lured many here. In its time, it may have rivaled Brilehaven. However, the promise of strong magla drew forth the humans. As tragedies climbed, it became a ghost town. Now only the threatening glimmer of the crystals remain, and with the promise of abandoned riches followed the thieves. For some reason, though, they all seem to scurry home empty-handed, gripped by fear.
Interesting. Pretty, whoa.
This is...
Tis a truly harrowing sight. Look at all those crystals. Simply coming here is enough to wound the soul. A chill settles into my very bones as I consider what could have occurred here. Something wrong, lad? Did the Gauntlet Runner get the best of your stomach again? No, sorry. I was just reminded of something unpleasant. Are you okay?
Everything okay?
Right.
Yeah, sorry to cause you any concern. I know it destroyed this village, I have no doubt about it. This is the work of a human. Indeed, the scars left upon this place differ from the traces left behind by monster attacks or acts of war. Right. I don't know if the magma crystals are what attracted the humans here, or if the attack caused them, but my hometown will eventually... stroll. I'll make no assumptions about what runs through your mind, but I would ask you to recall the time when we cut down the human at the castle and saved all those lives within.
That's why.
Do not allow your thoughts to dwell on negativity. The day will come when both this place and your homeland will flourish once again.
Yeah.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I feel like coming face to face with the cruel decline of the village has deepened my wisdom in its own way.
All right.
Oh, wisdom's right there.
Hey!
Oh, my stomach sends notice that our next meal is overdue. Why don't we head back? So I guess Nearest can read the room when he wants to, huh?
So,
Let's put this place behind us.
Here.
By the by, I made another drawing. This picture will bring viewers no joy, but it is an important sight to document nonetheless. We're not showing that to... I forgot the character's name. I'll take the drawing with me to ensure I never forget what happened here.
As the sun sinks below the horizon, the Gauntlet Runner arrives in a land dense with trees. The glow of the Gauntlet Runner pierces the dark, warmly enveloping them in its light.
We're gonna pass the Gauntlet Runner. Blackwood Camp. We got Heisman just chilling. I love him. The day after tomorrow will be in a real maritime city. I bet we'll be able to see the ocean soon. First time for both of us. Oh, getting rid of all those news. That's the stuff. I'm not gonna do that right now because that's gonna take forever, but let me find the character's name. It's making me upset. Maria. We're not showing Maria that photo. It's a bath cast.
Hey there.
I heard from Nearest apparently we can either enter as is or make it even better by putting something into the hot water first. If you put in something that smells good, I bet it'll feel nice. A leisurely soak in here should relieve fatigue and anxiety in my mind and body. I might even get some mag as well. Take a bath. While I'm at it, maybe I should put something in the hot water. Let's do it. It's a bath with fleeting fountain of youth in it. A sweet fragrance envelops me, as though I'd broken free to frolic through a flower-filled meadow. I feel like both my body and my heart have gotten lighter. Oh, nice. My agility increased. I obtained mag from the bath. I got out of the bath and went back after cooling off for a bit.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Quite.
The salty yet strangely refreshing aroma of seawater is already upon us. At this rate, we should reach BRILEHAVEN by tomorrow. Seawater? I thought so. The air feels a lot more clammy, so I assumed that's what it was. And so we put the forest behind us at long last. That must mean that we've already ventured beyond where that cliff collapsed, bearing passage.
I see.
Would seem it was fixed without a trace of its ruin. And speaking of ruin, Nearest, do you remember that we are relying on you for safe passage the rest of the way? My nose. Tomorrow we should be able to see the ocean.
That reminds me.
Nearest to the waters around BRILEHAVEN are kind of strange. I'm curious what he meant by that. Keep reading. He recalls the time his son came to him in tears, upset he couldn't sing a certain song well. They ended up singing other songs together through the night until falling asleep. The next morning, Hazme awoke to his son, eyes still swollen from crying the night before, singing the song he'd been trying to learn, a birthday song for his father. I see. Being a parent brought him lots of struggles, but even more than that, it brought him joy.
All right.
Looks like wisdom we're gonna get first. With that, I finished the book. I feel like my understanding of the world has deepened.
All right.
Tolerance catching up.
Gauntlet runner sighted!
Enemies coming our way, or so I thought. Looks like it's that Missy's Gauntlet Runner coming for us this time. Again? Hey, you lot. Yeah, I'm the Gauntlet Runners over there. You're not becoming king on my watch. I got a short fuse, you know, and that means if you don't come out right now, kaboom. So the young miss says, I'm hoping you lot are willing to act. Of course.
Certainly.
Don't worry, we won't take this lying down. Wait, they're coming on board at the other end? Well, now we have to accept their challenge. Can she just leave us alone? She should get hurt.
So we meet again. Maybe you got the better of me last time, but you're about to get some payback.
Give me a
Sure.
break, lady. Ever heard of learning from your mistakes? Sorry, but we don't intend to lose either.
Ooh, big talk. Well, I'm willing to rewrite my record if that's what it takes to be queen. My people are suffering as we speak. Who's gonna save the Parapus if I don't give it all I've got? I promised them all I'd become queen. You're all decent people, got nothing against you, but I'm not holding back.
My cue, I think. Let's have a spot of inventive ingenuity.
Oh my god.
Looks like you've got
Oh,
strong
power of kings.
So have you. Let's do
Looks
this
like we
fair
can't
and
brute
square
force
through
this
this
one.
Royal soul! Fire!
What is their weakness?
Weak to fire.
Call upon royal power within!
That's nothing.
Come!
Oh, Miss Hulkenberg hit them right in the teeth.
Really nice to have a mage again, not gonna lie.
I
Last
won't hold
chance
back!
to give up.
Clear it! Burn!
Let's do
I shall
this fair
vanquish
and
evil!
She has got absolutely fucking sauce.
Wrong, damn you! But this is where the real fight begins. Get ready to get stomped. This is a joke.
Let justice prevail!
I'm so scared.
Magra gather.
Their weakness.
No holding
Your
back!
opening, Captain.
Hack and slash!
Ready to lose? Last chance to give up.
Face me. Hang up apologies. Would you finish it?
Fire! I call upon royal power within!
But it ain't better.
You fucking missed. Keep doing that. You're doing great, sweetie.
Oh, power of heroes!
Erupt. Formidable indeed.
Come forth, royal soul! Tougher than I thought. Let justice prevail!
She got annihilated.
Why? Why? I trained so much for this. This isn't supposed to happen.
Well, it did. Sorry about it.
A halfway decent result.
I admit, it feels good to get stronger.
We are climbing so fast.
I've lost.
Oh, damn, I lost again. If I could just beat you, I'd ask you to join me, but that power of yours is really something. But don't you rest easy, because I will win next time. Start preparing now, you got that? Katharina, cheer up.
Yeah?
Excuse me? Sorry. I saw your runner, so I followed you. You're as tough as they say. Eudorecus? Who do you think I am exactly? Ah, pardon me. I know perfectly well you're the great Katharina Gran. Everyone here knows. In fact, all their hopes are pinned on you.
Oh.
Are all these people migrating to find work, even though it might kill them in the end? What other options do Parapus like them have? It might be dangerous, but you've got to break some eggs to make an omelet. Eudorecus, wait. Take this, and see if you can't stop everyone from leaving for now. She should just join us.
Hey,
Good news, you lot. Katharina has made a generous donation. Oh, thank you. Now we can eat for once.
Listen to me.
Listen, everyone. I know these times are trying, but this kind of work ain't the answer. If you can hold out just a little longer, I swear I'm gonna set things right for us.
well then.
Now, there we are. We believe in you, Katharina. I earned that money slaying a monster just a few days ago. It was meant to be the start of my royal campaign fund. It's a small price to pay for helping out my people, but it'll last them, what, a few weeks at most? They'll be heading out to find work again in no time. I just can't fathom dying to earn a living. And the fat cats are all too happy when the Parapus take them up on it.
I'll make it happen.
When I'm in charge, first thing I'm gonna do is offer bounties for their bloody heads. They squeezed us dry, so I'll squeeze them right back. Will that work? I can't help but wonder if that would solve anything. Honestly, I have no idea. Even now, tons of those people aren't gonna survive, and I can't tell who aren't eating today to wait. And I can't tell who aren't eating today to wait until tomorrow while I think of something. I was just lucky, you know? I had the strength to push through and survive. The truth is, most people don't have that kind of strength. They need someone to provide it for them.
That's why.
You should know better than most. Those who can act gotta take action. If they don't, nothing in this bloody world's gonna change. It'll stay as rotten as it is. Excuse me. So many say there's nothing to be done, but they only say that because the Parapists are right there, right where they want them.
It just ain't right.
I skipped something. Beneath everybody. They couldn't have the Parapists start doing well for themselves. That would shake up the shoddy ground they're standing on. They like this twisted world just as it is. Let's save them too. We can save those people too.
Oh.
Even though they're my enemies, maybe they're struggling in their own way.
Oh, come off it.
But that doesn't mean they can make the Parapists suffer for it. So yeah, I'll figure that out before I take the throne.
Thanks.
Much obliged, Jorvin. We may be enemies, but I like having these talks. I'm not as powerful as I need to be, but still, I reached out to the recruitment center, and we should be seeing bigger rewards from bounties. Go check on it. We gotta keep taking those monsters down. We'll beat this world into peace together. I can feel Katharina's indignation towards the world's absurdities, as well as her deep faith in me. Our bond grew stronger. The loyal hunter Katharina, keeper and inheritor of the brawler's virtues.
No.
Through thy shared bond, a new heroic embodiment slumbering within thee has come to blossom. Bear this new power, foster this connection, and by their strength, fulfill thy destiny.
I'm not letting anyone die.
Pugilist? Another brawler thing. You now say the pugilist in academia. Try seeing what new powers await you. Recruitment center bounties have increased due to the effects of the bounty bonus. Haha, next time I see you, I'm taking you down for sure. So don't go dying on me. I will try not to. Thank you for your concern.
As the shadows are stretched to their limits before darkness takes them, the Gauntlet Runner arrives in a balmy wetland. Nocturnal creatures who lay dormant beneath the fens in the light rise to seek out their prey. Meanwhile, the party rests their weary souls, fatigued by the long journey, under the protection of the Gauntlet Runner.
Muddy Camp. The last camp stop. So we'll be arriving tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of place BRILEHAVEN is. Let's just do. I mean, Hulkenberg again. Well met, I don't suppose you're as overburdened with free time as I am. I'm certainly no stranger to traveling, but I have no idea how to spend idle hours. If the idea appeals, might we talk a bit? We've done this before too, I believe. I was very taken with the sandworm dish. It is incredible that pairing the unique ingredients of Martyr with Port City spices could result in something so divine. When two dissimilar things that would never meet cross paths, an unexpected synergy can occur. Put that way, could not the same be said of our powers? A good example. That's a good example. I knew you'd understand. As only one who has eaten of the same sandworm dish could. Jesus, I cannot read. You know how sometimes. Okay, let's just relax and breathe. You know how sometimes when the powers within us resonate together, they can erupt into a move we'd never have conceived of prior? Perhaps the interweaving of these various diverse powers is what we'd call a miracle.
Hail.
The hero kings of yore fought alone and were ultimately beaten. I feel the possibilities available to us as we fight together far outstrip theirs. Choosing to engage with the unknown when you encounter it can bring about the power to change the world. Now I'm really looking forward to the next city. Hulkenberg and I talked about things to come. I feel like my imagination increased.
Alright.
My nose is so itchy. So frustrating. It's getting late, but not unmanageably so. What say you? Shall we stay up a while longer? Hulkenberg and I talked for a while.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws
Here we go. It's time to see what BRILEHAVEN's all about. Excited? Show a cool cutscene, please, I beg. Or knock the fuck out.
Hello, Mr. Captain. Rise and shine, what? Almost there.
I can relate so hard.
BRILEHAVEN.
As I yawn.
It's been a while.
You've been before.
My parents took me once when I was a boy. I remember the day we arrived, and waking up to the smell of the ocean. The place was crowded beyond belief. Everything was so different from our hometown in the countryside.
I felt much the same when I reached the royal capital. Quite a sight compared to my little village, with naught but fields and mountains.
To be sure. And where are you from, Hulkenberg?
You cannot guess? Surely Montario in the east. Why, the Hulkenbergs are one of that nation's most prominent aristocratic houses, if not foremost among them.
You don't say.
Well, yes. Though I've no close relationship with my parents. I've hardly seen them since I left home.
I see. Suppose we've all come a long way, haven't we?
Seems we'll make it to the exhibition just in time.
With a master at the helm, you are bound to, eh?
I really hope Joanna shows up.
We resolved to trust her. So we simply watch and wait.
Right.
Forgot that we made a deal with Joanna.
Welcome, ladies and gents, to the coastal crown jewel, Port BRILEHAVEN.
As we took her child.
Port BRILEHAVEN, capital of the
Here we
Principality
go.
of Oceania, the western annexed state of Uchronia. A vivacious city, BRILEHAVEN is port of call to ships of both trade and war, bustling with hardy sailors. From the natural wonders caused by Magla to the Colosseum's contests of strength, people flock here to see the marvels of a city that never sleeps. The sea guides the Gauntlet Runner into the city, alongside a warm, salty breeze.
Yes, let's go.
Wow! It's the ocean! Just look, there's water all the way to the horizon!
The goat. The floating water bubbles? A place that actually looks happy?
The capital, but totally different!
Yes. The city of water, BRILEHAVEN.
BRILEHAVEN's cool as fuck. It's gonna be
Santa Cadeau, you've brought us quite a magnificent head. How do you think it'll stack up against your competitors?
With the warrior monks at my side, there is nothing we cannot accomplish. But I won't presume to know the rankings. I humbly leave it in God's hands.
Lineup's a bit conventional for my taste so far. Oh, here comes our mysterious little underdog now. Stir things up a bit here, will you?
Giving me major Super Mario Sunshine vibes, BRILEHAVEN. I don't know why.
Would you look at these spectacular gauntlet runners? They must all be worthy of kings.
Looks like Luis is still the only one with a Sky Runner, though.
No, no. I'm sure those blasted clergymen have some mechanism for it too. The Sanctus Church funded the Skyrunners to begin with. If you can call that flying, of course. Or just piffling about with levitation magic. Only a passing acquaintanceship to real aerodynamics. Birds have never needed magic to fly. Just the mechanical ingenuity of the feathered wing. That's the kind of breakthrough I'd like to make. You'll see, eh? One day, I'll make those wings reality, and we'll soar like birds.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it.
Good. I'll have you run in the sky with me. Mark my words.
If it isn't the pretentious little gallant
Oh,
and
shit.
cronies.
If it isn't the walking headache.
Got him.
Well. No head to be seen. Weren't you talking big about chasing down that Heismay fiend?
You're looking at him.
Referring to me, yes?
You're the man. This is a joke, is it? He's your great and terrible bounty. You know there's still time to drop out before you humiliate yourself in front of the masses.
Say what you wish. He is one of us. It is not his head we are offering.
Truly? You're allied with a wanted criminal? Are you all mad? Oh, your public humiliation will be quite a sight. Come, Hector.
Don't be butthurt that we whooped your ass.
And that was...
A candidate and one of Luis's henchmen. We don't exactly see eye to eye.
Confound it. No damn parking spaces left. Well, let's look for somewhere a bit less unpleasantly populated.
Tomorrow is finally the exhibition to present all the heads. I really hope Joanna shows up.
You needn't all sleep here tonight, you know? I can stay and wait for the cavalry. Got to give the old girl a tune-up anyway, don't I?
It is much appreciated. In that case, we should look for an inn about the city. Ah, and we must sample the local delights. They've far better seafood than in the capital.
I hope it's nothing too weird.
It's nothing too weird.
You've nothing to fear. Truly, I find most living things are edible.
You need higher standards, lady.
If you're sure, nurse, then we'll leave it to you. Me, I long for a proper bed.
So be it. Let's find ourselves some lodging.
Really?
We came all this way to a big city. I think we deserve a real inn.
This is a joy! Oh, this blooming hate.
Yeah? Hey, mister!
We're gonna sleep on a boat? Oh no, we're taking the...
Need a ride?
Anywhere you want to go? I'll take you to the far bank. Anglers Inn Square, in district. Anglers Inn Square then, hop on. Port BRILEHAVEN, Anglers Inn Square. Oh, cool.
Whoa!
Really see the king's face from here, huh? I realized it was slowly moving, but it's coming to BRILEHAVEN was beyond my expectation. I wonder why it came. I do suspect it keeps a watchful eye on the top candidates. It's evident that we're being observed, as we've seen from the coronation rock. Well, maybe that's actually for the better. Seeing that thing in the sky might make everyone really think about the kingdom's future.
Okay, then.
Anyway, we'd better get to finding an inn we can stay at.
Ridiculous. What do I do? Hey!
Look who's here. You're that Elda fella from Martira, ain't ya? Guess we both got ourselves marks for the exhibition. Were you hoping to stay at this inn? Sorry to disappoint you if so, because I just got tossed out of my ear by the innkeeper. Said it's already full, and the one calling itself the Come One. The Come One Come All... The Come One Come All In. Some joke, eh? Anything else to say? There's 2 other inns nearby, but I'm hardly thrilled with either option. On the other side of the fountain is the Golden Coral Pavilion, where nobody wankers like Forden's... Where knobby wankers like Forden's stay. A Parapis or an Elda stay in there? That bloody chance. And there's an inn past the Golden Coral, but that one's twice as pricey. Rumors say that's where you'll find Luis, naturally. Probably brought out the whole place for the rabble-rousing crew.
I guess, but...
You think so? Guess we'd better avoid that one then. Not like we could afford it to begin with. As far as other options go, there's the spider's den over by the tavern. There's a dodgy-looking Yu-Geef standing out front, smiling all creepy-like. Puts me right off staying there, so I'll pass. Besides, who needs an inn when there's a tavern? From this day on, I'll claim it as my castle. I doubt we'd get much sleep in a tavern. I sure wouldn't anyway. Not that this spider's den sounds much better.
What is it you've...
You there. You have a look about you like one of my supporters, are you? Who are you again? You truly haven't heard of me? Oh, I'm shocked. And yet how lucky you are to be granted the privilege of my exquisite form for the first time. Yeah. Beauty is my creed. And more than anything, a king should be beautiful, should he not? And whichever inn I choose for my beauty rest must be worthy of my resplendent grace. Yes, like this golden coral pavilion. Alas, I doubt you have been blessed with wealth enough to enjoy a room at such a lavish place as this. This guy's a jerk. I wouldn't want to stay at an inn full of people like him anyway. Unfortunately, all the other decent inns seem to be full, so we've only got one choice left. I really, really don't want to, but should we check out the spider's den we heard about from Loveless earlier? I cannot read right now. Oh, Lena. I saw you at Martira, didn't I? Another participant in the tournament, right? Were you planning to stay at this inn? Unfortunately, there aren't any beds left. Because of the exhibition, everywhere is full up. And after I told myself I was going to make sure to stay somewhere nice this time too.
I see.
That's so. If this place is no good, we'll have to look for somewhere else. But wait, that gauntlet runner of yours. The one you had parked in the middle of Martira. Hey, come on. What sort of technology does it use? Let me in on it too. It's a secret. Wow, stingy. And here I was going to tell Dad all about it. Just so you know, I'm participating too. I've got a real gauntlet runner of my own and everything. That means that if you're stubborn and refuse to tell me, I can make you do it by force.
Oh my. Yeah?
What do I do?
Oh, on the hunt for lodging, are we? Heh, I have a spare room available. I won't refuse service to anyone, and my rooms are affordable for all. Criminals? Persecuted tribes? Oh no, I wouldn't dream of turning business away. Feel free to have a look at the accommodations. We can discuss payment afterwards.
Kind of freaky.
Ugh, this place really seems shady, but we might as well look at the room.
Well,
this is
should've figured
shit.
they'd be out of the upper rooms with all the travelers in town.
'Tis a far cry from the runner, at least. I am full glad to stretch my legs again.
Did you see that giant bug just now? It was like the size of my head. It's gotta be poisonous.
Oh, pull yourself together. It's just an insect.
Well, listen to you. You can't have lived in a giant sandworm den and been afraid of bugs, surely.
Hence the hut.
That's why you lived in that hut.
More importantly, we must discuss tomorrow's proceedings.
Right. We meet up with Joanna, then get to the exhibition after that. Joanna will admit to the crime. The guilt of a sanctoress, especially of her status, will guilt Forden by association. That should make an impression on Louise.
Yet for all this, we need Joanna herself. Do you truly think she would join us?
We have to trust her.
We have to trust her.
She chose to offer her own head instead of the monster's. If you ask me, she'd not have done that if she didn't believe it truly was her child. At least in part. I believe she expressed genuine parental love. I want to believe that, at least.
And what if she ends up not showing up? I mean, you're the one who got the worst of all of this in the first place.
If it comes to that, you've still got my head for the days. After all, the bounty still says I'm a kidnapper.
Balderdash will not sacrifice an innocent life for our victory.
Yeah.
But your offer speaks highly of your spirit.
Right. We've done what we can do. All that's left is to keep our chins up and face the competition head on.
Too early yet to retire for the night. We could drop by one of the local pubs. Listen for what perks our ears. And while we're at it, might as well sit down to a proper supper, eh? Could be my last, after all.
Oh, haha, very funny. But I guess good info is important. Let's go check it out.
What are we without beauty? What do we care for promises and speeches from repulsive mouths? Beauty is everything, and it is time our country reflected
That is
Sounds like the candidates have started their speeches.
terrible.
Let's listen in for a bit.
With all skills and talents equal, would you see the crown atop an ugly head or a handsome one?
How would anyone like him win?
Beauty is power. Lack one, you should lack the other. When I take the throne, all the hideous will be stripped of their titles. Together, we shall build a nation ruled only by radiant, everlasting paragons of beauty.
Soprano-voiced woman.
Well, he has a point about what people...
So
tend
Harry
to follow.
Styles.
What? This really doesn't bother you? It isn't right.
You'd rather wait for a king who was always right, then?
Enough about appearance.
He's
a beautiful
cool.
face cannot win wars.
Preach.
Without military power, the crown's voice means nothing. When I am king, I will establish a unified nation with the Rousant tribe at its head. Our tribes, our status, they mean something. You could stray from a monolith, but it will still remain. There can be no true peace without using the power we command. Hear, hear! For Rousant
Both seem
pride!
terrible, Can't. He's way too aggressive. That just sounds like he's
What
a...
pride is there in seizing power by force?
Exactly.
Disgraceful.
When I'm queen, all the land's corrupt upper classes will be wanted men. We'll have our guillotines sharpened and our wallets open.
That's better than the other two speeches, but still, very poor way to look at the world.
Ahead, lighter. We'll split their fortunes and toast to our help.
Preach it, Katharina! You're just what this land needs!
Wouldn't the first target be the one on the throne, then?
Everyone's just shouting all their ideals out.
These candidates are all pathetic. Nobody here even compares to Lord Luis.
Luis isn't even in the running, lad. Poor Blight is afraid of losing to Sanctifex Ford.
You've got it backwards, geezer. He's just not wasting his time on these windbags.
I confess, I know not how to feel. 'Tis unprecedented. Never before have our citizens come together in the street in broad daylight and shared their true feelings on king and kingdom.
Indeed. Is this really the kind of change His Majesty wanted? Maybe I'm overthinking it.
Let's go in. If we hang around too long here, we're bound to get dragged into a nasty argument.
It's a cool looking tavern.
When I'm king, pleasures will rule the city. A bar on every block and a flagon in every
How are these people in the running?
All you can drink. All year
It's like when you run for student body president or student council, and you're like, I'm gonna make recess every day.
Grant me the crown, and I will make our kingdom powerful beyond imagining.
Most powerful? Doesn't really mean anything, does it? Aren't you another one of Luis's flunkies, hound? Stop barking and get back to your
Damn,
master.
you got it good.
About that goddamn Luis. I've been in the guard just as long as he has, you swine.
Quite a lively crowd. Looks like a great many of them came all the way here to watch the competition.
That lad there, he's an elder, isn't he? Are you a candidate too? Well, strike me down, you're right.
Never seen one of you blokes before. Might be out of luck in the race, though. You'll not stand a chance.
Pay him no mind. A drunk's words weigh nothing.
Wow, there are fish swimming in front of the store.
Oh yeah.
Ah, I've heard of this. 'Tis on the customer to fish up a catch, and the chefs will prepare it for eating.
That's cool.
I admit, I'm curious. Shall I sing a shanty for you as you take up rod and reel, Captain?
Please no. Where we do that? Oh, okay. Hell yeah. I got some weird creepy creature.
Is that really edible? It doesn't look quite natural.
By all means, let us try it.
Did she even look at it?
Still moving.
Why, tis
It's absolutely divine.
delicious.
Yeah.
The aroma of the sea simply fills the mouth.
What is wrong with her?
What splendid crunch it has.
I guess I'll try a bite. I mean, they wouldn't let us fish up anything outright inedible. I hope.
At least we'll die together.
At least we'll die together.
Oh, well, I was the one who suggested fishing. Right. The noble thing to do is see it through. Ugh. It's rather slimy for my life.
It's fucking disgusting.
I said nothing since Hulkenberg seemed to enjoy it so much, but if you're going to eat an unknown fish, might you not at least sear it first?
'Tis fine enough without, I say.
You need way higher standards, lady.
Excuse me, friends. Don't mean to interrupt your meal. I'm Batlin, a church crier for the tournament. Maybe you remember me. Sounds like you made a hell of a splash in Martyra, huh? Felling a vicious beast's one thing, but not many candidates took it figuratively.
Had to do
With a
something.
problem like that, I had to do something.
Well, the rest of the candidates had to find themselves ahead for the lineup. Rather struck me when you all broke away from the pack so soon. So, do you have a head ready?
Well, let's see. Got a head right here, I suppose.
Lips sealed, huh? Well, I'm certainly looking forward to the exhibition then. Especially considering the diversity of your little party. I've always preferred to chase an interesting lead over a sure bet. Can't help it, I'm afraid. So, I'll have a keen eye out for you, alright?
Whatever, man.
That crier's an odd one. Not really what you'd expect from a Sanctus promoter. Who is he?
Rumor has it that young candidate hasn't brought ahead. Wonder what he's playing at.
Whatever it is, he's about to get a sharp lesson in the ways of the world, poor lad.
I think he's worth keeping an eye on. Keep it under your hats, chums. But his power may rival Count Luis.
Hell yeah.
I think he's
Spread
just
the word.
ingredient we need to spice this race up a bit.
Right. Just got back from the pub, did you?
You wound me. Nobody trusts a radical, huh? I expect you'll see for yourself.
Joanna and Barton should reach the city by morning. And I imagine they will aim to find us in our Gauntlet Runner. Nearest ought to be there to greet them. When the day dawns, we should head to the Gauntlet Runner. Alrighty, well, let's get to it for part 18 of Metaphor ReFantazio. Finally progressing through the story, out of Martyra into BRILEHAVEN. I'm really excited to see what happens. I think the next part, a lot's going to happen in terms of the competition and maybe a development with us and Luis. But for now, yeah, we're going to call it here. If you like the content, you want to see more, I post other videos. I have plenty of playthroughs you can go back and watch. You can watch me play Indiana Jones, which I'm playing alongside Metaphor. Or you can go back and watch me play Game of the Year winning Astrobot and plenty other games. And if you want to come watch more content, you want to watch live, I stream nearly every day on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch for a minimum of 3 hours. So if you want to come watch live and enjoy the vibes of a live broadcast, we'd love to have you there. We'd love to chat with you guys about whatever's going on in the world. And yeah, thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you for the 1.07 thousand subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Without further ado, have a great morning, night, afternoon. Did I say that right? Have a good morning, night, afternoon. Wherever, whenever you guys are watching this, I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.